Oh, gotta shift myself over a little bit. All right, hello and welcome everybody to tonight's fantastic dinosaur action Bloomburrow. The first day it's released on Arena, as it usually is. I'm playing dinosaurs there in Explore Best of 3 ranked Stampede Dino is my favorite way to do it, focusing on Ghalta Stampede Tyrant, but we'll be opening up some packs and talking about some of the cards I might be using. I'm not entirely sure that anything will stick around. 5 ways, how's it going? Hopefully all is well, and hopefully all is well with everybody else. I have to adjust my microphone. My daughter was playing Minecraft. I'm starting to teach her that. Seems good? Yeah, okay. All right, let's get right into it. Oh, at the very least, dinosaurs, they're going to have a lot more decks to munch on. Eating rabbit stew and raccoon ratatouille. Tasty stuff. Yes, nice to have you here early, but if you guys have fallen asleep, maybe Tuesday was rough. Monday and Tuesday combined just made you pass right out. Oh, definitely very reasonable. But starting off with the cards I might try from Bloomburrow in no particular order other than cost. Heirloom Epic. And if anybody is new, if you happen to be, there's a link to the guide, a primer, where I go over everything for this list. It's in the description, and I might throw it in the comments as well, but if you're looking for a full fleshed out one. But yes, definitely got to talk about the new cards just released today. And this one, it's an artifact for 1, so I like that. Very easy to play, don't have to worry about anything. You pay 4, you tap it, and you draw a card. For each mana in its activation cost, you may tap an untapped creature you control rather than pay that mana. It's just, kind of nice to draw another thing. Sadly, you can't use it at instant speed. You can only activate it as a sorcery. But what I'm thinking is, I make a lot of tokens, and sometimes I put a lot of creatures out. Ghalta, especially, but also the dinosaur eggs from Palani's Hatcher. Keep in mind, I could tap these before combat happens. Both eggs tapped, but one of those tapped eggs is cracked and becomes an untapped 3/3 dinosaur. So it's not like all 4 creatures stay tapped forever. If I play 2 Palani's Hatchers with Ghalta, that could be quite nice. Just drawing a little bit extra. Lovely stuff. I would have 4 dinosaur eggs in total. Tap all 4. Heirloom Epic. Perfect. I think that could be quite nice. Even if I have to pay an extra 2, not a problem, but very interesting. Naturally, this would fit with the frogs and the raccoons and the rabbits and the lizards. Lots of little creatures. For the common good, would this commonly be good? It's hard to say, but when I first read it, create X tokens that are copies of target token you control. I went straight to Mouse is acting funny. Stay there. Vaultborn Tyrant. I went straight to this. And when it dies, it makes a token of itself. So how common could that happen? For the common good, copying Vaultborn for 3. I would have to pay 5 to get 2 copies of it. Is it really worth it for that particular line of play? I'm not so sure. It would be too many hoops to jump through. I could at least copy a dinosaur token, but I would never really want to be paying a minimum 3 just to get a 3/3. The creature tokens gain indestructible, but still that doesn't seem like super duper good, but very interesting if the token is a Vaultborn token. A short bow. I may never use this, but it seemed interesting. For a pretty fantastic equipment, equipped creature gets +1/+1, vigilance, and reach. That seems like a very fantastic package, especially with an equip cost of 1. I like reach, blocking, flying creatures, possibly. The Vein Ripper could be a very real possibility, and vigilance as well. Not leaving yourself too open. You can be a little bit more aggressive. I almost forgot the Mistbreath Elder. I actually opened up one of these in one of my 3 packs, which will get to the 2 golden packs and 20 regular packs. I'm kind of excited to try it. Bouncing a creature at the beginning of my upkeep. If I don't have any creature to bounce, I don't have to bounce the Mistbreath, but if I have something out, it's not a May clause. At the beginning of your upkeep, return another creature you control to its owner's hand. I wouldn't want to return Carnage Tyrant, but I may want to return Palani's Hatcher or Regisaur. Return it, replay it, get another token, attack with a lot of hasty damage, or Vaultborn Tyrant at the very least. Replaying it would be lovely stuff, although if I have something else out, I'd probably play that instead. Get the Vaultborn or Ghalta. I could bounce that at the start, my upkeep, possibly draw something big and nasty, replay this, get some triggers from Vaultborn. Ooh, something to think about for sure. It would be kind of funny to have this tiny little frog guy with all of these dinosaurs. Clifftop Lookout though. That's probably number 2 on the list. I've got Patchwork Banner, which I did make a little video about how it's going to be lovely for dinosaurs. Fantastic stuff. But the Clifftop, when it enters, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a land. You're guaranteed to get a land, and you put it onto the battlefield tapped. Commander Crane had a fantastic idea of trimming as many lands as possible and only leaving Castle Garenbrig and Sunken Citadel. The other lands would be the dual-faced ones where they start off as a creature or a spell or something like that. So Clifftop Lookout couldn't grab it, and it would force a Castle Garenbrig or a Sunken a little bit more often. If that was the case, I'd probably still have a couple forests and other actual lands in there, but increasing the chance of getting a Sunken or a castle would be pretty darn fantastic. Is it necessary? Hard to say. Oftentimes I don't need more lands, and I do appreciate the Fierce Empath, which I'll definitely continue to use after I give Patchwork Banner a good run for its money. Yeah, it's going to be one I keep my eye on. I just love that it enters and I get a land, guaranteed an extra one. Oh, it really could make all the difference. Scrap Shooter, that is decently interesting. Raccoon Archer, gift a card so the opponent would draw a card if we want to do that. Has reach and it has 4 power, so triggering Vaultborn Tyrant when it enters. If the gift was promised, if the opponent has drawn a card, we destroy target artifact or enchantment an opponent controls. This could be a pretty fantastic way to get rid of the damping sphere that opponents bring in to stop Castle Garenbrig from making a bunch of mana to play the big dinosaurs that I have. It could be Thrashing Brontodon, but you also have to pay some mana to sacrifice it. Tranquil Throwback, you have to pay a total of 4 at least, and Tranquil Throwback is only 3 power. This being 4 power plus reach, gonna keep my eye on it. And fantastic scary art. It's just, oh, it's so cool. It would probably be really good in foil. In paper, the green glowing arrows, lovely stuff, but almost as lovely as these 2 legendary frogs coming up here. Oh, and I also remembered in Jurassic Park, the dinosaur DNA was kind of merged with frogs just to complete the DNA chain, just so they could resurrect them. Yeah, we're going to be resurrecting a lot of wins. My goodness, this might put dinos over the top if I can make it work. Needing green, white, and blue for Helga Skittish Seer is kind of difficult, but whenever you cast a creature spell with mana value 4 or greater, you draw a card, gain a life, and put a counter on her. Then she can tap for X mana of any one color, where X is her power. Oh my goodness. You can only spend that on big things, but the main point, drawing more, gaining more, adding more mana, I have a lot of big things. Most of the deck, basically the majority, would trigger Helga. It's kind of like Up the Beanstalk that sort of thing. You draw a card whenever you cast a creature or cast a spell with mana value 5 or greater. Yeah, this is basically all creatures. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna try. If I was gonna make anything work, it probably would be Glarb, Calamity's Augur. Pretty similar, needing black, green, and blue, so just not the white. White and the black switching around. Death Touch, that's kind of nice. But I'm really looking at you may play lands and cast spells with mana value 4 or greater from the top of your library. I love that. Play a bunch of creatures, play a Vaultborn off the top, play a land off the top as my land for the turn, and then a creature underneath. Oh, and the Surveil too. Just digging and getting a little bit closer to what I need. Could Glarb replace Fierce Empath? Would I go with a couple Helga and a couple Glarb? I just love saying Glarb. Who doesn't love saying that name? But a couple of these things for more card advantage. This playing stuff off the top, and Helga drawing stuff whenever I cast all my big stuff. And it's all big stuff, so I think those two are... I'm going to keep my eye on it. I don't know that I can make it work, but we'll see. And Patchwork Banner, like I mentioned, it's just straight up good. It's going to do good stuff, good work. Powering up everybody and tapping for a man of any color. Match made in heaven. And also, if you didn't see that video, this increases all dinosaurs. And it makes Regisaur Alpha's tokens and Palani's Hatcher's tokens trigger Vaultborn. Those dinosaurs are 4 power because of the banner, so we get more card draw and more life gain and more ramp. Deadly stuff. I hope, Mad Dad Lab. I'm crossing my fingers, absolutely. Whew. The opponent might be cursing their luck though if I decided to use Sunspine Links. I think a lot of us, it piqued our interest. I can definitely make 2 red work if I have to, but sometimes that'll be a little bit of a hoop to jump through, as I've mentioned before. Stopping players from gaining life, lovely. Damage can't be prevented, lovely. I don't have to be caught out by some sort of wacky thing. 9 lives, preventing all damage, and instead when a creature would deal damage, a counter is put on 9 lives, and when the 9th one is put on, they sacrifice it. However, those opponents sometimes will give me the 9 lives and then I'll lose. It's not fun. Not at all. Oh, it does. It does. Absolutely. I could reasonably see myself starting with this. The players can't gain life is, I mean, it is a little bit rough. If it said opponents can't gain life, I don't know. This might be the thing I use, but just because it does turn off Vaultborn Tyrant's life gain, I got to admit, I appreciate that a lot. It wasn't fun losing it last night because I was using the Giant Cindermaw. But also when it enters, it deals damage to each player equal to the number of non-basic lands that player controls. For the most part, as long as the deck isn't a monocolored deck, that's going to do a lot of damage. Reasonably, this would be 4 damage, 5 probably. If the game has gone on any sort of length, this is likely going to be 7, I would imagine. If this creature is part of the package put onto the battlefield with Ghalta, that might just kill the opponent right there. I may not even need to attack. But yeah, damage can't be prevented, players not gaining life and dealing damage to the opponent. We'll see. Hopefully I open up a couple copies. I do have 3 rares, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what we get. Hugs though. I don't know, this might be the number 2 card that I try. Thunderblade. How's it going? It does a lot to me as well, yeah. 1 Garenbrig, 2 Sunken. 100%. So if it was somehow partially green, I would definitely be inclined for that. But I do try to shy away from something like this. I would probably prefer a sweeper that required 2 red versus this. A sweeper, I would imagine, it's going to be more generally useful. Just take out all the small creatures, and there's going to be, with all the small creatures that came with Bloomburrow, more beneficial as a thing that needs 2 red instead of this. Yeah. No. It would take just a little bit of tweaking though. up the sources of red if I desperately felt like this was the best thing to be doing. However, Hugs. Speaking of something needing 2 red, I'm excited to try it. 100%. We could sink all the mana from Castle Garenbrig into this. Keep in mind we would have to have 2 extra sources of red. The 6 green would pay for the 2 for Hugs, and the X could be 4. And then we have those 2 other red sources. So X equaling 4 when Hugs enters, we exile the top 4 cards of our library, and until the end of our next turn, not the current one, the next one, we may play those cards. And you may play an additional land on each of your turns. Now there is a bit of a problem with that and any other creatures or planeswalkers that exile stuff. That has caught me out before, and partly why I don't like exiling impulse things. It is nice to protect against discard because it's not in your hands. But Ghalta, if I want to play Ghalta, I have these cards exiled. Those exiled cards are not put onto the battlefield with Ghalta's ability, so I'm caught in an awkward scenario where I should have just played something that naturally drew cards and they were in my hand ready to go for this. And there's been a couple times where a Tyrranax Rex was exiled. I could have played that. Instead I play Ghalta and that sits. It's rough. But definitely the additional land's very nice, especially if it's a Sunken Citadel. That would be lovely. Yeah. It's got good potential. Absolutely. Hivespine Wolverine. Speaking of potential and also destroying artifacts or enchantments. Ooh, that would be lovely stuff. What else destroyed artifacts or enchantments? Oh, the Scrap Shooter. Just talked about it, but 5 for a 5/4, that's pretty good. When it enters, we put a counter on target creature, or it fights target creature token. That might not be super beneficial, but destroying an artifact or enchantment, it's a big creature. Vaultborn triggers that could take out some random token. I love the art though. I love that it's better than Raging Sailback. Some of the dinosaurs and some creatures that destroy an artifact or an enchantment. Something big also that triggers Vaultborn Tyrant potentially. Lumra, Bellow of the Wilds. Moving on to this very scary bear, kind of like Blossoming Tortoise. I'm pretty sure it's Blossoming Tortoise. I actually forget. It's been so long since I used it. But when it entered, you milled 3 cards and you could put a land from among the milled cards onto the battlefield. Something like that. However, when this enters, you mill 4 cards and you return all lands from your graveyard to the battlefield tap. That is definitely better. This costs 6. I can play it on turn 4, as is often the case with Castle Garenbrig, Sunken Citadel, and 2 more lands. Vigilance Reach, very lovely stuff. It's going to be a bigger body than the Tortoise, and oftentimes the Tortoise reduced the activated cost of lands. I really didn't need that at all. Sometimes I would get 2 Sunken Citadels. That's the 4 mana for Castle Garenbrig. I don't need to be worrying about reducing Castle Garenbrig's activated ability by 1, taking it down to 3 if I have 2 Sunken Citadels anyways. The second mana that it would make would just completely go to waste. So for that reason, the cost reduction from the Blossoming Tortoise didn't make sense. Only getting 1 land, possibly rough. There could be a bunch of other lands in the graveyard that I would love to put out, and I just don't get to do that. So this could come in, possibly against a deck where it's destroying a lot of my lands. Mono black, waste not discard, as we've often faced or maybe used. Field of Ruin, Demolition Field, taking out my Sunken Citadels, my Castle Garenbrig, stopping me from making a big amount of mana. It's rough. So now we just get them all back, hopefully, and yeah, that's going to be an interesting angle to explore. On to the lands though, almost done. Fountain Port. Speaking of Sunken Citadel and lands with activated abilities, this really piqued my interest. I can pay 2 tap, sacrifice a token, draw a card. I could sacrifice one of the dinosaur eggs from Palani's Hatcher. That's it's something. It's not nothing. But to pay 3 to tap, pay a life, and make a fish, I do like that quite a bit. Just keep making a blocker each turn at the end of the opponent's turn. Chump for days. Ooh, that'd be lovely. But then also the treasures there. It's pretty interesting. If we have 2 Sunken Citadels, I only need to tap both and this to make a treasure temporarily. But again, I don't really ever need that extra mana. More often than not, I don't. I just thought Fountain Port was so interesting because it has 3 different activated abilities that cost mana, so it does synergize with Sunken Citadel there quite nicely, quite a bit. And the last but not least, 3 Tree City. I don't think this makes a whole lot of sense for this particular dinosaur deck, but I know it's going to be absolutely scary if we face it. Whatever specific creature type deck that is, that has a lot of cheap stuff. Pay 2, choose a color, add an amount of mana of that color equal to the number of creatures you control of the chosen type. Right away we have to decide what is the break point of this. Sunken Citadel would tap for the 2 mana to tap this, so 2 lands have been tapped. I would want to make at least 3. If I only made 2 mana, 3 Tree City is 1 mana, Sunken would be 1. Doesn't make sense. It has to be at least 3, hopefully 4. Really looking for 4 mana, but I would need 4 dinosaurs. And how often am I going to have 4 dinosaurs? Those scenarios would probably involve Ghalta, Stampede Tyrant, but also Palani's Hatcher. I could play it turn 5, maybe. I'd have 3 dinos out, 3 Tree City, making a bit of mana, but also it could be nice if I have a bunch of Sunken Citadels. I have a third one, could go towards 3 Tree City, but at that point I would imagine I have enough mana to do everything I need. I wouldn't need the potential extra. But if this dinosaur deck was the cheaper version, lower cost creatures, the chances of having more out early on probably would make this make more sense. Yeah. Lots to think about though. Patchwork Banner, it's gonna pack a punch. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we'll save an X at that. Have to scroll down my deck list quite a bit, just because I don't own the card that goes right to the bottom. However, the first golden pack, you get a golden pack if you buy 10 current packs of one of the most recently released sets. Okay, Realm Scorcher, Hellkite, that's something. Oh, the fecund green shell. It does seem quite interesting, and some dinosaurs are bottom heavy. I was actually thinking of talking about this. I might use it. Nice to open a copy. 5 for a 4/6 reach as long as you control 10 or more lands. Creatures you control get +2/+2. I don't really need that. Everything is so powerful already. It's not like that part of the green shell would push things over the top. But whenever it or another creature we control with toughness greater than its power enters, you may look at the top card. If it's a land, you put it onto the battlefield tapped. Otherwise, put it into your hands. Again, the list would have to change quite a bit. Most of the creatures are even or top heavy, so this just would almost never trigger. But in the right deck, this is going to be quite scary indeed. The opponent is going to get a lot of stuff out, a lot of land specifically. But Warren, War Leader, that's pretty good, I gotta say. The tokens from the offspring, the various creature types, and one of the new abilities from Bloomburrow. Oh, they're so cute. That's some of the best tokens I think I've ever seen. Yeah. Nothing much there. 2 Bloomburrow cards, and I have read, as is often the case with a new release, for the first few days things are glitchy. I'm pretty sure I was supposed to open more Bloomburrow cards than that. Okay. Well, alright. My second scrap shooter is something I was kind of interested to use. I'll take it. It's not nothing. Better than a blue card or a black card that I may never have used. Probably never would have used. Okay. Speaking of green cards, of course I won't be ever having too many frogs, rabbits, raccoons, or squirrels in my deck, but this is going to get big, fast, very, very nasty stuff. Whew. Whew. I am quite interested, though, just to see what stuff I face. If it is some of those new decks with those new creature types tonight, I bet we're going to crush them. I'm looking forward to it. Infamous Cruel Claw. Okay. Thorn Vault Forager. Actually, this is going quite well. I was thinking of trying it out. 1 creature for 2 that potentially taps for 2 mana of any color if you do the Forage ability. To forage, you have to exile 3 cards from your graveyard or sacrifice a food. How easy would that be to meet? Not too hard of a requirement, possibly if I'm facing off against a discard deck where a lot of stuff has went to the graveyard. But then, of course, this is not going to be stable. It's going to die right away, as small stuff often does. I wouldn't want to rely on it. Yeah, doesn't have an enter the battlefield effect, at least an activated ability that I can simply just make happen. But it is going to be pretty scary, very explosive acceleration. Oh, oh my goodness, it's like the algorithm knows I play green stuff. Maybe I should have sung the praises of fecund green shell. Yeah. Fecund. Sounds like a bad word. I swear I'm not saying what you may think I'm saying, but maybe you get the idea. Fecund green shell. Yeah. Maybe if I said it was good, I wouldn't have opened up a copy. But since I kind of dumped on it a little bit, the algorithm said, hey, that's not nice. We're going to give you another one. Oh, okay. Save me wildcards, why don't you? Good stuff. I would probably only ever add 1 copy of 3 Tree City if and when I try it. Don't need 2. It's kind of like Castle Garenbrig. Some opponents and some people just automatically assume it's a legendary land, which is not the case. I think it possibly could be, but I'm happy it's not, because I have all 4 copies, and if I see a second one, I could just drop it quite nicely. Right. What's it going to be? More green stuff, I bet. Hopefully a couple wild cards. That would be nice. Nothing too much. Hired Claw. Oh, okay. Tender Wild Guide. This is going to be maybe worth a shot. Sinking mana into Offspring, which is something I didn't mention. You may pay an additional 2 as you cast it. So I believe that total goes into the cost. We can use the mana from Castle Garenbrig to pay the Offspring portion as well to get more creatures, possibly look into other Offspring cards as a way to kind of sink mana, make use of its explosive potential, Castle Garenbrig's. And also that the token, tugs at the heartstrings. Yeah. Okay, I say we jump right into it. Trim the deck, trim the stuff from that deck. It takes forever to scroll, my goodness. Right at the bottom there. Bloomino. Combination of Bloomburrow and Dino. Okay, Hive Spine. Nope. I don't know, it might be Clifftop Lookout. It is gonna be interesting to see what I get. Crossing my fingers, hoping I get something good. Blue Mino. The opponent's gonna wino when they get demolished by Dino. I think that's a... Oh, no. Fountain Port. I don't need the 3 Tree City just yet. Blammo. The opponent's done for. Oh, not standard. Explorer. Best of 3. Alrighty. We're going to see if I'm kicking myself. Fierce Empath instead, tonight at least, is Patchwork Banner. How often will I need the mana from Patchwork Banner? I gotta say, I'm betting I don't. Where I would wish that I instead had the Fierce Empath to see Ghalta, because there could be scenarios where if only I had Ghalta Stampede Tyrant, I would win, because I have a bunch of other creatures to put onto the battlefield. But the +1/+1 for all the dinosaurs I control, it's very nice, I gotta say. No. Both are going to be good. That hand is, well, it's not, because it has no lands. That's quite a bit better. And also the styles as well are a little glitchy for the cards. But, send Regisaur to the bottom. We could be playing Tyrranax Rex before Regisaur, and it looks like it might be you know what. Good, they didn't spell pierce, so that actually was a little bit scary. Nah, it's got to be Stomping Ground. Yes, early JDX, absolutely. Okay. It's good that you're cooking. Always happy to hear. Yeah, no, I got the cool styles. Very good, very good. Hopefully this is going to be very good. We'll go with Castle Garenbrig. We're going to be playing that next turn, plus Archdruids to grab and put a Sunken out. Plus the Stomping Ground that I also have means I will get to 7 on turn 4. Will we be dead-ish? I don't know. It's going to be rough. Your second copy of Alt Art Ghalta Stampede Tyrant. Good. Happy to hear. Oh, yes, you did. I thought you had rejoined the Discord, JDX. If anybody is new or you aren't aware, we've got a Discord. Link is in the description, as always, along with the list. List is always there. Okay, Sunken. Good. We're looking good. I could play Patchwork Banner next turn, plus the Stomping Ground, Sylvan to grab, another Sunken. There's a lot of scenarios. If I draw some other nice creature, I might just go Patchwork Banner. We'll see. This is going to be interesting, depending how aggressive this opponent. Okay, yeah, I think we're mostly dead. That tends to do the trick. Oh, very, very glitchy. I want to look at the opponent's graveyard, but yeah, this is very, very glitchy. Oh my goodness. Yeah, definitely. I'm all for it, JDX. Got this. Okay. Okay, well, we're not winning this one. Very nasty with the Stormwing entity there. Getting big. I think Dragonhawk could be alright. Very similar to Bonehorde Dracosaur, kind of. I think if I had to choose, it would be the Bonehorde Dracosaur. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, Arena is borked. 100%. Big time. But yeah, definitely. The impulse draws with Ghalta, like I mentioned. Things not in your hand. Very awkward scenarios. I just prefer to stay away from stuff that isn't regular draw. I would imagine algorithms ruined. Culture, everything is, well, a lot of things are decided for people, run through a certain set of data, and corrupting society, I guess. Hopefully we get to corrupt the opponent, poison the opponent with toxic from Tyrranax Rex. Now, yeah, we'll go with Sunken. I was thinking of having a Stomping enter untapped and going with Commune, but that wouldn't really gain a whole lot of anything. We'll go with it this turn. Good, they're tapped out. I was a little bit worried about potentially Spell Pierce stopping this, but phew, alright. Lovely, get that shelter down. We may need it. And we don't have it play for 1 mana, so that's definitely what I want to be seeing. Hopefully it's not Ledger Shredder. Good, good. I don't have any creature to play. They're going to be scared when Carnage Tyrant drops next turn, and then Tyrranax Rex the turn after that. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, I literally cannot see what is in the opponent's hand, and it's very laggy as well. That is, my internet is good. I have fiber, so hopefully we can get through some good stuff. You know what? Let's go with Carnage Tyrant. Let's scare the opponent. Surprise. Ooh. Could possibly use Archdruid's Charm to take out the Ledger Shredder if maybe it gets too big. I think at the very least, if I could see their graveyard, I will only be hit with 1 Izzet Phoenix. I don't know. Yeah. That is an interesting take, though, JDX. Absolutely. Oh, 2 Phoenixes. Okay. Oh, finally got to... I mean, we're at 12. Would we die next turn? Not necessarily. Kind of want to just go with Vaultborn. Gain some life. Negate one of the attacks from Archlite. There's Ghalta. If the opponent doesn't take us out this turn, they die next turn. Oh my goodness. I love it. I don't think they can deal 15. Okay, I have heard of those people before. A tribe called Quest. Huh. As long as they only get 1 Phoenix, we're okay. Good, good, good. We should be safe. They do have, whatchamacallit, change the equation, which could, well, it will likely counter something. Oh, yeah, you're dead. Beautiful. Oh, that's what I want to see. But yeah, Arena is very, very glitchy. Okay, Avril Lavigne. I gotta say, I listened to Avril Lavigne when I was growing up. Skater Boy, of course. I think many of us know that, and all the other stuff. It's been forever since I've listened to her. Yeah. AC/DC Live, very good. I think probably my favorite CD that my mom got was the soundtrack to the original Tarzan. Pixar or Disney, I think it was Disney, but I played that CD just constantly. Oh, I still have it somewhere, which is pretty cool because that was a long time ago. I definitely try for Commune. Hopefully it doesn't eat yeah, you know what? I like Vaultborn Tyrant. I'm going to be a little bit greedy. It may have been better to grab a land instead of Vaultborn, but I want to be packing a punch. A big punch. I have 2 Archdruid's Charm, so one is going to be Sunken, one is going to be Castle Garenbrig. With those, plus the lands that I have, that is going to mean I'm going to get to 7, and now with the Sheltered Thicket, I'm going to be getting to 8. Okay, that's a good summary. A band who had a very important impact. Hopefully I'm going to be having a nice impact with Archdruid's Charm here. Definitely grabbing Castle Garenbrig. I don't think we're going to die to the aggression. We should be able to stabilize just enough. We can't play Vaultborn next turn. We can play Palani's Hatcher. It's going to be interesting though. I don't think we're quite dead next turn. Oh, Cavern of Souls. Lovely. Lovely stuff. That is very important. Let me think. Yeah, I say we just go Cavern of Souls, Palani's Hatcher, Boom. Bunch of creatures that can block. I like the looks of that. Vaultborn Tyrant next turn. Lovely. Lovely stuff. Doesn't look like they'll be getting another Archlite Phoenix, so we should be roughly taking probably only 3. Vaultborn next turn to gain 3 back. We may have to have Stomping Ground enter untap, so we would take 2. We'll see. We could draw another land. We could draw Ghalta, which might change things quite a bit. This is going to be down to the wire, that's for sure. Oh boy. Yeah, just the Phoenix. I'm okay. I'm okay with that. Oh, the Patchwork Banner as well. Interesting. Pretty much going to be it. Go down to 5, 8. Now, you know what? Pay 2 life, get the Vaultborn, see what we draw. They got 4 flying, which I have to take. 5. We might survive just by the skin of our teeth, but we also could not. Oh boy. Oh, yeah, no, that tends to do the trick. Close. Close, but no cigar. Nuts. Pretty scary though. You don't often see, at least I don't often see, the backup plan with Young Pyromancer. They bring it in because they think I'm going to have graveyard hate, but that is not the case. Not the case whatsoever. Huh. That is pretty good to hear. Sometimes bands getting back together, they say they retired and who knows what motivations they have for getting back together, but the music they make, the new stuff, doesn't quite live up to what people are used to. They're ready for the sound that they loved, and for whatever reason that sound has changed and it kind of rubs people the wrong way. Interesting though. But hopefully the back end of Arena does clear up sooner rather than later. Very interesting that I couldn't see the graveyard. I don't care too much. I mean, the odd time it is nice to know how many Archlite Phoenixes are in there. Perhaps that could change up what I do, grabbing a land or searching for Vaultborn Tyrant to play it, to gain a bit of life, to stabilize, to draw into Ghalta's Stampede Tyrant, and hopefully get her done. Nothing offensive. Watch it be mono black or maybe mill. Hopefully that's not the case, but in the case of this hand, I'm keeping it. A Sunken and a Sheltered Thicket. This is really throwing me off, I gotta say. Palani's Hatcher not being the alternate art. Sunken Citadel, Sheltered Thicket not being extended. I think I have completely different lands because I'm not used to seeing how they normally are. Okay. I do like the name of that. At least it's not just Reunion. Oh, did I jinx myself? It's mill. No, it's mill. Watch. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's not good. Oh, man. Glitch City. My, oh, my. We'll go with Commune, see what we get. Definitely need more lands. 100% Stomping Ground. Sheltered Thicket, though, it always enters tapped. And next turn, we could go with Archdruids or Patchwork Banner. We'll see. We'll see. Demolition Field. Are you serious? Really? You gotta be kidding. So they got land destruction plus mill. I don't care how I beat this opponent. If I beat this opponent, I will not feel 1% bad. Even 0.01%. I despise everything this opponent is doing. Absolutely. Yeah, Sylvan. We'll search for Sunken Citadel. Have to use Sylvan Scrying at some point. We don't have to, but might as well use it at some point. Hopefully it's not a Dimir mill. Oh, an Ashiok to stop me from searching with Archdruid's charm. Unfortunately, hopefully we get rid of Ashiok sooner rather than later. This is, I mean, it's going downhill. There's nothing I can really do. I would never normally prepare for this deck. Definitely Patchwork Banner, and at least we will be able to play decently sized creatures next turn. Definitely if we draw Castle Garenbrig. At the moment, I'll be able to make 6. I can only play Palani's Hatcher, but the dinosaur tokens will be a little bit bigger. Oh. Yeah. I don't know if I specifically like a type of album. Usually I just listen to one or two, the popular songs and mix and match my own playlist. It's been forever since I've listened to an album straight through from the beginning. But hopefully they don't have counterspells. I bet they have counterspells. Oh boy. Oh, they have counterspells too. Well, at least we got rid of a 1 counterspell. I know, Mystic Sanctuary, very painful for Pauper, I believe, or maybe Legacy. I always forget, but yeah, I know there's shenanigans with Mystic Sanctuary and Commander Crane. It's not fun, as this is not fun. Yeah, just keep milling. Oh boy, I'm having the most fun. I don't know. I don't know about that. I want to take out Ashiok. What would take out Ashiok the best? I'm thinking. Hey, you know what? Screw it. We're just going to play Vaultborn. Probably die to mill. Maybe another Jace. Hopefully not another Jace, but I think we've lost all the Ghaltas. 1, 2 so far. I think there's a couple more Ghaltas left. Oh, okay. Well, I get another Vaultborn Tyrant. That's not the worst thing in the world. Not like that. Ghalta. Ooh. Patchwork Banner. Interesting. We haven't lost yet. Oh, okay. No, milled 2 Ghaltas. I think they milled 2 Ghaltas. Oh, just a Carnage Tyrant. 2 Carnage Tyrants and a Ghalta. Rough. And also Cavern of Souls. I imagine probably whatever I do is going to get countered. I'm going to try for Commune. I have plays I can make. I want to draw something out. Perhaps make him spend some mana. Guess we'll go with Ghalta. Man, 2 cards left. This is not a pretty sight. Guess we'll target Ashiok and we'll see what happens. Oh boy. Sadly, I can't draw any more cards. This is interesting. We'll play another Patchwork Banner. Trying to figure out how I could possibly win. I don't think there's really any way to do that. This is very interesting. Hatcher, 100%. Hatcher might do it with the Patchwork Banners. Maybe there's just enough to get the damage through. Nah. Looks like Demolition Field's going to take something out, and I don't have another land to replace it with. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I don't think so. I'm going to fight this turn absolutely with the Archdruid's Charm. 100%. Gonna try my best. Okay. Oh, here goes nothing. Hope they don't have a counter. Oh boy, no counter. Don't do it. Don't do it. Yes, no. Oh, good. I like this. Oh boy, here goes nothing. Palani's Hatcher. Well, we will die. Sadly. We draw too many cards. It's not really nice. This opponent can go. Hopefully all their stuff gets... Yeah. It's not that fun. Okay, well, they cut down one thing, but I still get a Kraken egg, which is nice, maybe. Okay, well, you had 2 cut downs, you loser. I'm gonna smoke them. That's a load of garbage. Absolute. I hate that. Would Pithing Needle help enough? Nah, we're gonna keep it the same. I was thinking Pithing Needle, Mad Dad Lab, but I mean, it would be nice. Okay, it would have been Jace. I was focused on the painful Ashiok. That's really what kind of set me off a little bit. Milling a bunch of stuff, but also stopping me from searching my library with Sylvan Scrying and Archdruid's Charm. I always hate that part. Then I forget about Jace, which has the potential to mill 15 if they pay his full cost. That's worse. Probably worse. Both things are bad, so yeah. Pithing Needle should have come in. We'll get it done. If it goes to game 3, Pithing Needle it is. You could say after that game I'm very pithed. I'm pithed off. Yeah. I'm so pithed off that I'm going to bring in Pithing Needle. Okay. All right, let's beat this loser. Degenerate. If the YouTube algorithm is listening to this, as I think they do, I was not swearing. I swear. Just sounded like it. A very reasonable hand. We're going to get something good. Just going to have to watch out for... Oh, did they have Thought Seizes? Okay, just the mill. That's okay. While we lose Tyrranax Rex and a Carnage Tyrant. Glitchy. Okay, Sylvan Scrying. We're grabbing Castle Garenbrig. We got to grab Castle Garenbrig. Make sure we have it. Nice, we have Carnage Tyrant that can't be countered. Pith off. Mill decks. Yeah. Actually, I'm kind of tempted to go Patchwork Banner. You know what? We're going to try for Patchwork Banner here. I can also use its mana if it's not countered for Commune. Next turn, basically, probably no matter what, I can play Carnage Tyrant. I like this. I like it quite a bit. I'm grabbing another Carnage Tyrant. Watch out, buddy. Yeah. An exceptional defense Thunderblade. You can't beat it. Can't beat it whatsoever. Alright, Carnage Tyrant. What you gonna do? Sheoldred's Edict? We'll draw out the first Sheoldred's Edict, and they're gonna run out at some point. And I can still use the extra green from Patchwork Banner for Commune, so I'm liking this quite a bit. See what we get. A Vaultborn Tyrant would be nice, but also the Cavern of Souls, actually, I'm pretty sure they milled it. I think they milled it. Sadly. I like a good Tyrranax Rex. That's for sure. Huh. $0. Yeah, I guess that's how it goes sometimes. you have a fantastic song with a sample or whatever, a good chunk of the song, and you just want to release it because you feel it's the best, and sadly you don't make money, but you continue on with the release. Yeah. I don't know what the opponent's going to do. They don't have a demolition field or a field of ruin, but yeah, he's barely milled me, Mad Dad Lab. Absolutely. I'm feeling pretty good about this. They got to be scared. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that does make sense, JDX. Technology from the mid-90s, I mean, certainly it has changed quite a bit since then. All right, T-Rex time. Hopefully they don't have Ether Gust. I'm crossing my fingers. Could be hitting them for a lot. Concede.
Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me!
Oh, shoot. Did you have some counter spells or removal in your hand? Oh boy. Sweep me next turn, I don't care. If it is Extinction Event, I would only lose Carnage Tyrant or Tyrranax Rex. I still would be left with one. Very, very nice. Oh, shoot. Oh no. What's it going to be? I can play anything next turn. Whether they take out Castle Garenbrig or not, I could still... Oh! There you go. Oh, shucks. You lost. But like I mentioned, as your suggestion went, Pithing Needle, Patchwork Banner instead of Pithing Needles, well, I don't know. How valuable was Patchwork Banner? I think it was pretty darn valuable. If Patchwork Banner was Pithing Needle, as I'm thinking it would have been, Charm for Pith. Yeah, Charm for Pith. 100%. Let's do that. I like the sound of that. Definitely Archdruid's Charm. It could be turned off by the Ashiok if I haven't seen a Pithing Needle. Which Planeswalker would I choose if they don't have one down yet? I think probably Jace, just because that is so painful, and if I've trimmed Archdruid's Charm, I don't have many things in that I search my library for. So Ashiok, now without Charm, is not as painful. It doesn't hurt as much of the deck. So yeah, Jace the Jace. I think it's going to be Jace. Yeah, 2 scoops of Raisin Bran. Ooh, I like Raisin Bran actually. It's pretty tasty. Funny how that works though. Retro, hardware, retro anything. Not just necessarily music. Just the look of it, the feel of it, and sometimes the build quality of old stuff. It still holds up to today, and sound quality, I imagine, is also pretty good. Stuff just isn't built to last. Yeah. Oh my goodness, another Merfolk Secret Keeper. This hand though, absolutely amazing. It looks Ghalta. If we get a Cavern of Souls, the opponent is probably dead. Very, very nice. Very nice. Oh, another Merfolk. Okay. They milled a Pithing Needle. That's not too bad. I definitely don't feel bad about that. Definitely a forest. Go with the Sylvan. We're going to go with the Sunken next turn. Actually, I'm kind of interested in Cavern. Yeah, I want to go Cavern instead. We can go Cavern next turn plus Patchwork. Cavern's probably going to be more important. Oh my goodness. Oh, poor baby. Oh, they missed their land drop.
Bazinga!
Oh, shucks. Then I used the mana for the Pithing Needle that I drew. Hopefully it's not countered, but watch out. Gonna get you. Gonna get you. A huge calc. Okay. I like the sounds of that. Jace the Perfected Mind. There we go. Love it. Hopefully that was the right Jace. There's a lot of versions of Jace, but JDX, that piece of hardware tech, sounds a lot like my stream deck that I'm using right now to play clips just like this.
But you can't do this to me.
You know how much I sacrificed?
I imagine it looks quite a bit different and quite a bit bigger than my stream deck, which is about the size of a sandwich. But yeah, same idea, do different stuff. And kill the opponents, kill them-ish. They could be mostly dead. Look up NPC, okay. Gonna write that down. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the correct Jace. Yeah, they have removals. It may not matter. At least I made 2 dinosaur eggs, and everybody keep in mind, those dinosaur eggs are 1/2s. I can actually deal damage with them. That is good. If they spend any amount of mana, if they have less than 2 untapped, it could be all over. They don't have Demolition Field or Field of Ruin. Very, very good. They probably have some sort of removal. Hopefully I draw a big creature coming up here. Oh, Tyrranax Rex. Oh my goodness. Well, if you can't counter this, you might be done. They could have Ether Gust again, sending it to the top or the bottom of our library, but they may be about dead.
Ruthless aggression.
This is the most ruthless aggression I've ever done in a long time, because I want to eviscerate this opponent. This is the kind of stuff you get. Hopefully no Tishana's Tidebinder. Hopefully I didn't just jinx myself. Oh boy. Surprise. You're dead. Oh, it was a fantastic match. They're mad now. Oh. I'm going to spam all the emotes because this is the nonsense you get. Yeah. Yeah, I don't care. Oh my. Oh, they drew 2 cards. Wow. 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 That's good. Yeah, not JDX. Now I'm really interested to see what this NPC sounds like, looks like. Oh, crash and burn. So incredible. Oh, yeah, they are playing it out. Mad Dad Lab, that is a good point. I have to give them respect and props. They're probably like, okay, I put my opponent through the ringer in game 1. They did their thing, and their thing was better than what I was doing. We got fortunate there. They did stumble a little bit early, but again, I don't care. I feel 0% bad for this particular opponent. Nothing offensive. Well, their whole deck is offensive. That's probably why they're called that. Just a little play. A little funny. Yeah. Very stiff. Yeah, you got to start nice, good first impression. John Cena, I mean, and I heard he was retiring as well. If you're going to make a first impression, it's probably even more important in a setting like that. Yeah. Hooked it up to a turntable. That is interesting. Huh. Hopefully Mad Dad Lab. I'm crossing my fingers, but after everything, after the dust has settled, I think we'll leave it there for tonight. Not done this second. We have to evaluate Patchwork Banner, which was Fierce Empath. How good was Patchwork Banner in this instance? They were definitely dead, and I didn't exactly need it, but keep in mind how much total power Patchwork Banner added. This was 9. Patchwork Banner got me 9 extra overall power towards the opponent. It meant the dinosaur eggs could deal a little bit of damage. Everything just bigger. In this case, probably better than the Fierce Empath for the extra damage, for, yeah, just for the mana of any color. So when I do splash and stuff for red, the Sweeper or that Sunspire, Sunfire Lynx, yeah. And we'll see. Right, yes, time for bed. 5 ways, time for bed for me. I think this was a fantastic start to the first Bloomburrow outing. 100%. Oh yes, absolutely. Using Patchwork, the turn you drop it, Mad Dad Lab, one of my favorite parts, as I was doing here. The turn I drop it, I played the Pithing Needle to name the Jace, Perfected Mind, or I just use it for the communes. I think that's probably it. Probably it. Yes, I do appreciate it 5 ways, but I also appreciate anybody watching later on. If you are passed out, perfectly reasonable, or if you're watching in the weeks and months to come, this was a good one. Okay. Thanks for watching 5 ways, Mad Dad Lab, JDX. Who else we got? Don't want to miss anybody. It was a special night. Commander Crane as well. Thanks for stopping in a bit. Thunderblade, and down the list. I think that's it. All right, yeah. Have a good rest of your time zone, evening, afternoon, whenever it is, wherever it is. Yeah. Okay. Peace. And JDX, so check out that MPC. Okay. Peace. Have a good one. Okay. What clip am I going to use? Oh, this was a good night. I think I got it.
Don't push it. Don't push it. I'll give you a war you won't believe.